You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Wednesday the 9th of July 2025 and you are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. And I'm not going to pretend that I've done any writing at all today because I haven't. In fact, I'm probably realistically going to have a little break now because I kind of feel that I need to finish off my work on Empress of the Trees, but I need to wait until I get that hard copy back. However, that doesn't mean in terms of writing my day has not been productive. So I mentioned yesterday, I think, that what I need to do is send off the English Hikikomori to more agents, and I need to start preparing my submission package for Still Life. Well, I'm proud to say that when I got up this morning, I did have the urge to do something creative. So I sat down and wrote the synopsis for Still Life, which, you know, is something you need to send off to every agent you send the book to. So what you tend to send, I mean, it's not the same with every agent, but generally you tend to send a cover letter explaining a bit about it and about you and why you chose that agency. You send the first, it's 3 chapters or a certain number of words or a certain number of pages or whatever, and then you send a detailed synopsis. Now, the synopsis is not like the blurb on the back of a book. It's not designed to get you interested but not tell you the story. It's the opposite of that. It's designed to tell you the story. So when you send that off, the agent will have a sample of your writing in the first 3 chapters, and then a detailed written synopsis that tells you exactly how the story plays out. Now, it doesn't hide. It doesn't hide spoilers and stuff. The whole point in there is they understand the full story and where it's going. And I wrote that for Still Life today. And that's when I realised, when it was 3 pages long, what a complicated story Still Life actually is. I mean, it's not complicated to read because it plays out, I like to think, logically. But trying to put it into a brief summary about everything that happens in it is quite hard. So my first version was about 2,000 words long, which is too long. And by paring it down and being careful how I phrased certain things and, taking out irrelevant stuff. So do they really need to know the whole details of the subplot where they try to find Sayward and actually they don't? So I looked at stuff like that, stuff that happens in the story but kind of is important to the plot but probably doesn't need spelling out to help you understand the story. And I got it down to about 1,000 words. And it's fairly concise. You read it and, there's no sign that, for example, Molly Clark, nay Smith, nay Clark, whatever, doesn't let me get it the right around, Molly Clark, nay Smith. There's no even, I mean, she gets mentioned, obviously, because it's her that disappears in chapter 1, and it's her that reappears when Sayward drags her out of the painting. But the rest of her involvement is kind of not in the synopsis that much, because to explain why she's there in the final chapter would just be incredibly complicated. So I've sent a copy to my friend T.G. Campbell, and she'll tell me whether she thinks it works or not. I think it does, to be honest. I'm hoping she'll just be able to read through it and go, yeah, that's okay. But I've started putting together the submissions package for the English for Still Life. So once the synopsis is signed off, all I really need to do is write the cover letter. I've already chosen the agents I want to send it to. It's going to be the same initial agents that encourage stuff from new writers that I sent English Hikikomori to. Not all of them. Some of them don't like this particular genre. So I chose those ones because they encourage new writers and they'll cope with this particular genre. Sorry. So all of those will get the submission. So I'm actually quite close to getting that done, which is wow, considering I've been putting off doing that for months. And so I did that this morning, and then this afternoon I thought, well, what else can I do? Well, how about submitting English Hikikomori like I've been talking about doing for God knows how long? And I'm pleased to say that I did. I have submitted the English Hikikomori to 3 further agents. Up until now, so it's really interesting. Well, I say it's really interesting. It's not that interesting, but it gives me something to talk about for 6 minutes. When I originally sent it off, I was quite good at the beginning, so I sent off, my first submission was on the 21st of June. I think there's a podcast where I talk about it. That's last year, not this year. And then I was quite good initially. So the first 2 rejections I got, I was quite good at sending the next one off and the next one off and the next one off. And then it dried up, and I did a few more in January and February this year, and then I've done nothing since. So let me just check this. I've sent it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 agencies in total that have rejected it. I've sent it to a further 3 today, and I might send it to more than 3, to be honest, because what the hell? I mean, I won't send it to everybody in this book, but I might try and send off 1 a day. Yeah, you go. That's going to be my target. Send it off to 1 agency a day for this month, just to get it out there. So, from having done nothing with this for the last little while, I've managed to do it today. I have started work on the submissions package for Still Life, and I have sent the English Hikikomori off to 3 more agents. Go me! Another thing to quickly mention, I did stick a new trailer on at the end of yesterday's podcast. It's a silly one, but I think the season 2 one was it wasn't very good, and it's got a silly bit of humour in it, but it kind of enables people who would like to share the trailer to be able to do it, so that's good. I got something else to talk about, but it'll be tomorrow now because I've done the 6 minutes, and the other thing I'm going to try and do is not go beyond 6 minutes too often unless I have a good reason. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'll be back at a similar time tomorrow. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.